The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I go to Bear Mountains once a year with my 8th grade boys. This happened a long time ago. And I didn't really want to go, climb the mountain. I wasn't so young. But the boys really, really wanted to go. And it's a graduation trip for them. Go on the mountain and I teach them, because I know all about, what you can eat, what you can't eat, how to hide from thunderstorms. And I give them this whole Boy Scout that I was taught when I was younger. Give them this whole lesson, and it's really great. I didn't really want to go. But I know that it means a big difference to them. And some of them find Hashem, they don't find Hashem in the classroom, but they find God on a mountain. So we go, and we come to the road. There's a road to get up to this mountain, and the sign says it's closed. No cars. Can't bring any cars up there. There's no way to get a car up there. Now, we climb up the mountain. We don't climb down the mountain, because down the mountain, if you go down the mountain, you end up breaking your legs, because you have to slide down. It's real rocks. It's very, very hard. But I had to get a van up there, because we don't climb down the mountain. We're going to climb up the mountain, but the road's closed. I can't get the van if the road's closed. So what do I do? So I came up with this story. I went to a pharmacy they have there, and I bought a bottle of Benadryl. And I told the guy that came with me that's driving, I said, this is what you do. It takes us about 3 hours to get up there. So in 3 hours, tell the forest ranger on the bottom that one of the kids is having an allergic reaction to something, and you got to bring the Benadryl to the top of the mountain. They'll open the gates, and you'll come up. We'll all pile in. We'll come down. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. Okay. So really, it's a little bit of a lie. Rabbi Wallerstein shouldn't be lying, but I thought it was pretty brilliant. So we go to the top of the mountain, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. Not happening. I call him up. It's very bad. You have to find the spot. I call him. What's going on? He said, I told the ranger, and the ranger said, no problem. I'll bring it up. I'm like, she didn't let you in? He says, no. She's on her way up with the Benadryl. So, they have those green trucks, whatever it is. So my whole trick didn't work. So she comes up and she goes, oh, your rabbi brought you up your Benadryl. I'm like, oh, thank you. This kid's having a reaction, whatever it is. But Lamaisa, it didn't work. We had to climb back down the mountain, which was very dangerous. It took us a very, very long time. It was a great idea. It should have worked. Okay. It's a true story. It's a true story. Fine. So we go up to our hotel up in the Catskills. We stay overnight. The next day, I know my mountains very well. So there's a fishing spot in one of these roads that's a running brook, and there's a big hole with very deep water there, and you can go swimming there. So I figured, you know what? Let me take my whole class swimming. It's very exciting. There's a current, and I know the place. It's fine. Okay. No. They all get into the water. It's ice cold. It's April. It's ice it's ice cold. And my whole class had their bathing suits, because we went swimming in the hotel, and they jump into this big ice water, mamish ice water. Okay. I'm not going in. I'm not crazy, right? I'm watching them. I'm laughing. They're having a great time, because you can jump off the rock. Everybody's having a great time. All of a sudden, this kid comes out of the water, and he says, Rabbi, I can't see. I'm like, what? He goes, Rabbi, I can't see. I'm like, get into the van right now. What do you mean you can't see? And he starts shaking his head. He's like, I can't see. He starts screaming, I can't see. And his ankles, the bottom of his feet, are this big, swollen, and his wrists are swollen. And I'm like, I was losing him. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? What is it? Did you get bitten? And he goes, no, I can't see. Rabbi, help me. I can't see. And I'm like, do you know what happened to you? He goes, I'm allergic to cold water. Really? There's such an allergy. I never knew there's such a thing. I'm like, I never knew there was an allergy. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it to the hospital. I'm in the woods. And I'm like, I'm standing in the front of the van, and there's a bottle of Benadryl. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I open the bottle. I poured it into a cup. I must have given him 10 doses, right? Slowly, I'm like, everyone get dressed. Everybody get into the van. We're going to the hospital, because I didn't know what was going on. Everyone gets into the van, whatever it is. And I keep giving him, I didn't kill him. I gave him a lot of Benadryl. By the time I got to the hospital, his swelling was gone. His vision was perfect. I called up his mother. That was the end of our trip. I called up his mother. His mother said, yes, I don't know why he didn't tell you. He's allergic to cold water. Even cold weather, when it's snowing and he's outside and it's very cold, he breaks out like this. I said, and what do you do for him? She goes, I give him Benadryl. So I took them on this trip because it was something I felt that would help them get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Hashem put in my head to buy Benadryl. That whole road was closed. That I should come up with this crazy story. She didn't let us go up anyway. Hashem had to get that Benadryl into the van. Now, Baruch Hashem, he just got married this year. This boy. His name is Kfir David. Anyone who wants to know if the story is true, his name is Kfir David. And Kfir David, you can look, he's on my phone. And Kfir David just got married 2 months ago. Baruch Hashem. Had I not had that Benadryl in the car, I do not think he would have lived. It was I don't know what you call it, epileptic reaction. I didn't have the EpiPen. He would have been gone. So you do the right thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does the right thing for you. You should all have Hatzlacha. You should keep doing the right things. And we should see a big Yeshua in Eretz Yisrael. B'mheir b'yameinu amen.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org